And it looks like we're live now.
Okay, so I'll call the meeting to order, and I'd like to say good morning to everyone. I'm Adele Imrie, Chair of the TCHC Board's Building Investment, Finance and Audit Committee, and I'd like to welcome you to the public session of today's special committee meeting. In light of the need for social distancing to limit the spread of COVID-19, we're holding this meeting virtually. I would like to begin with an acknowledgement that the land each of us is on as we hold this virtual meeting is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with Mississaugas of the Credit. During this public session, there are just 3 reports relating to a change order for the project management services for the Homes project and change orders for design revisions and extension to contract schedule for the tenant service hubs projects at Centennial Apartments, McLean Park Apartments, and Kingston Road. So as far as deputations, we continue to follow the process that we've previously established for both deputations from members of the public and voting during the course of today's virtual meeting. We offer the opportunity for the public to make deputations in the written form or to join us and make their deputation orally. We have had no requests for deputations at today's meeting. So I will turn our attention to the consent agenda for today's public meeting and ask if anyone has any additions or deletions to the agenda or would like to hold any of our consent items for further discussion. Okay, hearing none. Can I ask if there are any declarations of conflict of interest as it relates to any matters that are on today's agenda? Okay, hearing none, could I have a motion to approve the agenda for today's public meeting of BIFAC? Anna, Nick, seconder, all in favor? Thank you, motion passed. And I will turn to item number 3. And ask if there are any comments or questions as it relates to the business arising from the public meetings and the action items on our list.
Just one question, Adele. On item number 3, it says to be included in the 2021 annual FCI report. When is that coming?
Alan?
I can speak to that. The 2021 FCI report will come in June. Just as we did for the 2020, we got it in June of this year. The reason that it's in June is we do need to wait for the audited results, which we get in Q1. And then once we have the audited results, the information goes to our third-party company, Amoresco, and then they complete the FCI.
So when is it coming to BIFAC? Because usually target date means when will we see it? So when will we see it?
For the 2021, it would come into the June BIFAC.
We're in July.
Sorry,
the next BIFAC meeting is September, so it will be presented at September BIFAC.
No, that's not what I understand Alan's saying. He's saying it's coming to us in June of 2022.
Oh, it's for 2021. Sorry, are we talking on the 2020 FCI, which we have completed, and we did have that report, we reviewed that report. If we're talking 2021 FCI, we would get that in 2022, in June of 2022.
So the description says, for the 2021 FCI report, management to provide FCI forecasting beyond 2026. So is that going to come in only in June of 2022? Is that when this board will have access to that?
Sorry, I'm just waiting for Sonia to pull this up just so I can.
Can you see it, Alan?
Okay.
So Alan, if I could, the FCI forecasting beyond 2026, we can provide to the next BIFAC committee in September.
Absolutely.
Okay, the 2021 FCI report will be provided in 2022.
Yes, sorry, absolutely, we can do beyond 2026. Sorry, my apologies, I was
Okay.
confused.
Yeah, and
we
I
can
think
do that, absolutely.
yeah, I think the way the item it's combining the two, the report and the forecast, when in fact they are two separate items and can be done separately, as I understand it from Sheila.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, are there any other questions as it relates to the action item list? So could I have a motion to receive the action items update? Anna, thank you. Can I have a seconder? Nick, thank you. All in favor? Perfect. We'll move to item number 4, which is the change order as relates to project management services for the Homes project. So I'm going to turn this over to Louisa.
Thank you, Adele. First of all, I'd just like to make note that there is an error on the report, and the reason that this is being brought to BIFAC is because the total cumulative change order on this contract exceeds 20%, but it does not exceed the $2.5 million financial approval limit of the PAC. And so I just want that corrected for the record, that it's because the total cumulative change order exceeds 20%.
We'll note that in a minute.
Thank you, Dara. So thank you, everyone. I'm seeking approval for a change order for 2431933 Ontario Incorporated for project management services on the Homes project in the amount of $171,600. This is to extend the agreement to incorporate the extension of the project that we had brought forward to the committee in February of 2021. To accommodate project change. This will continue project management services to the end of 2021 and the conclusion of the Homes project. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Are there any questions for Louisa? I think my question, Louisa, relates to the impact on the budget and use of contingency.
So thank you very much for your question, Adele. We have already incorporated that in our estimate to completion in our report to BIFAC back in February. So that has been incorporated. There is the budget remains below budget and is already been incorporated. So.
Okay, so you still have a healthy contingency available to you?
Yes, we do. We still have more than
okay. Sorry,
we still
more
have
than
$2 million in contingency remaining.
Perfect, thank you. Nick?
Do you anticipate any further rises in this item going forward?
I'm sorry, Nick. So are you asking, do we anticipate more changes with this?
With this specific item going forward, or is this sort of the new baseline for the rest of the project?
This is the baseline for the rest of the project. We anticipate that we will conclude the project at the end of the year. There may be some training that we might continue into 2022 for operational reasons, but we will expect to conclude that at the end of the year.
And sorry, is this consultant involved in the training?
No, we would release the consultant at the end of the year. So this is just operational requirements. And yeah, so we would continue that internally.
Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you, Louisa. Could I have a motion to approve the change order for the project management for the Homes project? Brian, could I have a seconder? Nick, thank you. All in favor? Thank you very much, Louisa.
Thank you.
And I will move to item, there was a change order that has been withdrawn and will come to the next BIFAC meeting in September. And so I will move on to item number 5, which is the change order relating to the hubs at Centennial Apartments, McLean Park Apartments, and Kingston Road. So I'm going to turn this over to Alan and Noah. I think Alan, I'm not sure if Noah's even.
Yes. Noah Slater, who's our Director of Design and Engineering and Capital Planning, is also here today
Okay.
to answer what questions may come up. So thank you, Madam Chair and committee members. Before you today, there are the change orders for 3 tenant service hubs related to increase in scope of work and schedule extensions. We request your approval to enable us to complete these projects and get the hubs open to service our tenants. We, just as a matter of interest, we have completed a review of change orders with our tenant service hub program, and I can report that the review has indicated that the overall change orders are currently around 8%, which is in keeping with the TCHC average for change orders on capital projects and below the industry average. Your approval on these change orders is requested, and we're happy to answer what questions anyone has.
Are there any questions for Anna?
So what would be the delay on the opening of these 3 hubs, if there is any delay?
So there has been, there is delays on each of them. The Kingston Road hub, though, we are almost ready to open, and that one will happen very shortly. For Wakanda and Glen Everest, there were a number of weeks delay. However, we still will be able to have them open prior to year end. We're looking at Wakanda. We're looking around October the 11th for the opening, and for for construction completion, and then there will be time for outfitting. That's a couple of weeks that we have to do outfitting, and then of course the regions get the, a final week or 2 in there to just finish the preparations. But definitely opening before year end, and the same with Glen Everest. We're looking at finishing the construction around the middle of October the 18th, and then it would open shortly thereafter.
Remind me again, Alan, the target is to have all these open by the end of the year, correct?
So the target is to have 88 tenant service hubs, either in permanent or interim state, open by the end of the year. There will be approximately 36 of them that we will open in an interim state, just because, with the buildings and the type of construction, and whether they could be one of the modular type hubs that we're doing. There are some that we will not be able to open in a permanent state for the end of the year. However, the majority will be open in a permanent state for the end of the year. We have identified, in conjunction with the regions, where we are able to activate an interim hub before the end of the year. And this is a temporary location. The tenant will still be able to receive the same type of service in the interim hub. It just won't be in its final place.
And are we still within the budget for the 88 hubs?
Yes.
That we are. Can I ask that next time you bring any change orders for any of these hubs, you just give us an update on how we're doing compared to the initial budget allocation for the 88?
Absolutely. We are still within our budget of the 44.5 million that we had reported earlier, but absolutely we can do that going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian? Brian, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Okay.
In terms of those other interim hubs, what is the expectation that they would be completed as permanent?
That will vary depending on the type of hub, but generally they would all be completed by the end of Q2 is what we're targeting for 2022.
Okay.
There may be some that go a little bit longer, but that would be very few and far between.
So by the middle of next year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
You're welcome.
could I ask when board members will be invited to these openings? I don't at least have the opportunity to attend.
So Alan, I believe we could start extending those invitations now. The challenge
Absolutely.
that we still have is COVID.
Correct.
I know. That's why I was asking when you thought, because I know we're in phase 3.
Now that we've gone into phase 3, I believe we could start extending those invitations.
Absolutely.
So
I'll work
certainly.
with sorry, go ahead.
Councillors as well, Sheila.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
be, you know, because we've heard such positive feedback from the tenants. So it would be nice if we had the opportunity.
Yeah, well, we can present that schedule at the board meeting
Great.
for information.
Great, thank you, Sheila. Are there any other questions for Noah or Alan? Okay, hearing none, could I have a motion to approve this change order for these 3 hubs? Nick, thank you. Could I have a seconder? Brian, thank you. All in favor? Anna, are you? Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you. So motion has been approved. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Is there any other business to come before the public session? Okay, hearing none, could I have a motion to adjourn? Anna, Brian, seconder, all in favor? So thank you very much. I really appreciate this. Is a special meeting, and I really appreciated you making yourselves available for us in the middle of July. So thank you very much for your time.
Great.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a nice day.
Bye.